Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our MotoGP25 Career Mode, today with episode 7 at the Silverstone Grand Prix. Now, I just got to say, I don't know if the calendar has been like this for a couple of years now or not, but it feels very weird to me. It's not clicking in my brain, this calendar, Silverstone before Mugello and Aragon before Mugello and stuff. It feels a bit odd. But anyway, second home Grand Prix for us technically, being half English and then Spanish and stuff. So let's see how this one goes. I've got high hopes, so I'll see you on the grid.
Welcome to the UK, all you MotoGP fans. We are live from the Silverstone circuit, one of the longest and most challenging in the entire championship. Just a few more moments and we'll switch to the starting straight for the Moto3 class race.
And here we are then on the grid, looking at the beautiful Silverstone wing, and we've got a nice, beautiful sunny day, which is a bit rare, for the UK and the Silverstone Grand Prix. But luck is on our side. Obviously, we know in the wet we're not exactly quite there. I mean, we saw that in Le Mans. So we're going to be looking to try and do a little bit better this weekend. And as you can see on this graphic, we are going to be going from pole position in Silverstone, which is a lot better than where we was in Le Mans. And we've got our rival Angel Piqueras in second place, who is slowly closing the points in the championship, and he's definitely going to be a rider to look out for. We've got Raider in third, so we've got the, I suppose you could say, protagonist really of this championship. I mean, maybe you could say Fernandez, but it seems anyway. I know I don't really show the team's stuff in the videos, but it seems like Leopard's bike is kind of got worse, so we'll have to see about that. But as you can see, our teammate has a long lap penalty. Now, if I remember correctly, because usually you go out together, and I'm pretty sure he hit me, and yeah, got a long lap penalty, which is rather unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that is what happened. I remember it happened somewhere. I'm pretty sure it must have been this one. But here we go then. Down on the grid, we've got the protagonist, like I say, on the front row. So let's see how this one goes. See if we can have a battle with the front runners. We haven't had one in a while. So here we go then. 5 red lights are on, and 5 red lights are out, and away we go for the Silverstone Grand Prix. And for the first time ever, we've actually got off to a pretty decent start there. We've actually even pulled out some bike lamps, surprisingly enough, into turn 1. So we're going to be unchallenged through the opening corners. And even I was looking back in the moment, I was like, I can't believe this. Is this real life? What's going on? But here we go into village. We have a nice gap over our rivals, Angel Piqueras, who is going to be coming up the inside into the loop forcefully from a mile back there. He is under investigation. I dare say he will get a warning for that, but from an absolute mile back, he has come up the inside and just kind of barged us out of the way, really. I mean, we sat up ourselves because I saw him coming in the bottom of my screen as we go for a bit of a yucky attempt of an overtake there on Bertele, out of anger, pretty much, as we tried to pull it inside ahead of Nepa, just to not lose any more positions, because obviously we just lost them to Netta and Furusato ahead of us. But yeah, that move was done out of stress, if anything, as we go on board with the rider that has caused us our misery already within a couple. I mean, we got such a good start. We was thinking, about all these good things going through our mind, and within a couple corners, we got absolutely savaged. It was unexpected. I thought we had a nice gap really to the bikes behind. I really was not expecting that move, and I think if we didn't sit up, basically, I think Piqueras, would have just kind of tipped over as we get really close there to the off-track limits. But yeah, I think he would have crashed. So we kept us both on the bike, but we are obviously the victim here. I mean, from 1st to 8th. Is not the start you want, as Nepa slightly touches us there, and we do go off the track. And Fernandez is included in the investigation there. I'm not too sure if maybe he hit Nepa first and then Nepa hit us, as Nepa back up the inside again. So our race is just getting worse here. At this point I remember this race, recording it, I was so angry. There was a lot of things going through my mind. I weren't riding it properly. I was just too stressed, thinking about Piqueras coming up the inside. like I finally get a good start, for the first time in the season. And I will say this now, it is my only good start, I think, in my whole, career so far that I've done. And it only lasted 4 corners. I was very angry. And as we look at Bicaris here, he's slightly pulling away now, from this little trio we got here of Kelso, Raider, and Kiles. And we got Bertelli and Lunetta slightly further back, which is where we should have been, probably. If we hadn't have kind of just rushed it and tried to get up the inside of Bertelli and try to just get back with the leaders. We could have just waited or just followed them for a lap. It would have been absolutely fine. But just kind of out of anger, I just sent it up the inside. Was on the wrong line completely. It was never gonna happen. And now we see ourselves down here, and I think we can still get Nepa, who is pulled away slightly on us on this second lap, but I think there is absolutely no hope in hell of catching up to that front group now, which is almost, I think, going to form into kind of one big group. So Garrus again picking up another warning there, so he needs to be careful, because obviously he has that first warning from lap 1 as we get pretty close also to track limits. Raider getting track limits, everyone getting track limits around Silverstone, so everyone needs to be careful. We we just need to try and just sort ourselves out here and get consistent with it. The fact that we're struggling to overtake Nepa is a bit concerning for me. I think, like I say, I was just not riding properly. I was a little bit frustrated as Nepa kind of defends thin air and just kind of allows us to go around the outside and up the inside. He is probably going to get the switch back on us. There he goes. So that might have been a little planned strategy. Espicara sets a 2:09.0, and we're a whopping 7/10 off of the leading lap pace there on that second lap. We did have to do a little bit of battling and stuff, so we can use that as a little bit of an excuse. But even so, it took us a while. I mean, Silverstone is a long lap, and it took us a while there to overtake Nepa, which shouldn't really be happening. I mean, we got pole. We've had good pace this weekend as we lent in too early there and had to sit up a little bit into the loop. But yeah, that corner, a little bit of a dreaded corner for us in this specific race here in this career mode season 1. Lap 1 wasn't ideal, that wasn't ideal, and this whole race weekend is just not ideal. We're on a little bit of a naff little streak here in our career mode. Maybe those high moments in those opening rounds were a little bit, maybe we just kind of got too used to it, and now we're being a bit humbled. But yeah, it was it's like back to the previous point. It's not a. I don't really know what the excuse is, apart from just being stressed for this weekend, but because we've been fast, throughout practice and quali, and for us to be struggling back here with Nepa and Co is just a bit peak, and that second lap, the pace wasn't all that amazing. We'll see what we do on this third lap, because we have pulled away a little bit and we haven't really been bothered per se, so it's going to be a clean lap. So let's see if it's a little bit better, so at least we can leave the weekend knowing that we had the pace of the front runners, because otherwise it's going to be a depressing one. I'm not used to starting first and then not even getting a podium out of it. I mean, that is dreadful. So yeah, we're gonna just see what we can do here. The leaders, we're gonna hope that they can that leading pack can get by Picaris. Last thing we want to do is see him win the Grand Prix of all riders, as we got. Well, I'm pretty sure we did actually go off the track there, but we didn't get a warning or anything like that, so not too shabby. But yeah, coming out of the last corner, look at this. The lap time isn't really that much of an improvement. It's not even a tenth faster, so we're just nowhere in this Grand Prix. Maybe we also chose the wrong tyres, but even so, I mean, we was on threat that lap, and yeah, we're just not fast, and yeah, it's kind of disappointing, really. Like I say, we had high hopes, obviously going from first and then that good start, but unfortunately that is racing and things happen, and these moments, you just need to reflect, and you just need to move on. And when we come back for the next episode, which I believe is in Aragon, hopefully we can just overturn things. But back with the leading pack, Piqueras then under pressure a little bit here from Kelso, who is going to try and go for the move here on the last lap. Piqueras has led most of this race pretty much unthreatened. Is Kelso going to go for it into here? Not quite, as Piqueras has got a little bit of wobbling going on. But yeah, Piqueras pretty much unthreatened in this Grand Prix. His pace has been pretty quick, but Kelso maybe just waiting his moment. He's gone for it now, which, to be fair, is a bit of an odd moment to have gone for this overtake, because he's kind of left himself vulnerable now for this back straight here, not only just to Piqueras but also to Achilles. So interesting strategy. We're going to see how this one goes, and look at that, straight away Piqueras pretty much just flies by Kelso, and he's going to be on the inside into this tricky corner. It's a corner that you know, I've been struggling at throughout the weekend, even though we have been quick in every session except the race, unfortunately. But I do struggle at that corner. But yeah, Piqueras then leading into the chicane. Surely it is all a done deal now, unless Kelso can get the drive and get up the inside. He is sort of looking at it, but he's not quite close enough. And unfortunately, it is going to be Piqueras then that wins the Silverstone Grand Prix over Kelso and Achilles. And we have a pretty miserable Grand Prix. We wave to the fans and slap ourselves on the helmet, which is very justified, considering not just the result. I suppose you can blame lap 1 for that, but just the pace. I mean, we just had no pace at all. Very depressing stuff. But in terms of the championship, we are still, you know, comfortably ahead, because Fernandez, like I say, was just non-existent. Leopard, I'm not really too sure what is going on with them, because they are leading the championship, so you would have thought their development would be on the right track, but maybe they have just stopped development for now and they're going to come back at a later date. In terms of our rivalry with Munoz, this is all pretty much a done deal. I mean, we're quite far ahead of him, so this one is pretty much sealed up there with him. No doubt our next one will probably be with Piqueras or Rueda. I think they're, because obviously they're the closest to us in the championship. Once they get by Fernandez, they'll probably be options, which would be the more logical thing. In terms of development, it's going to be interesting to see where we kind of go with this, because we've been focusing on engine again. We do need to at some point kind of focus on another part of the bike, because we have been focusing on engine for a lot of this season. And if we was to look at the graphic, the R&D thing, our little kind of octagon or whatever you call that shape, hexagon thing, it's looking a bit funky, because, you know, like I say, we've been focusing so much on engine and not really anything else. But let's have a look at what our teammate is saying. Jamie Randall is producing some good performances. The whole team are working together well on track. Hopefully he can, I think I've said this many times, hopefully he can start performing and help us out in the championship. I think we're probably going to go for the, are we going to go for the bottom one? No, I think we're going to go for the top one, just to keep a good relationship. But yeah, guys, that is it for today. I will see you with the next episode in Aragon, another back-to-back home Grand Prix. So yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe for more content as always, and I'll see you there very soon.